much physical gold to silver ratio should someone own? I think I'm heavy on silver.
And you know how I will answer that?
It depends.
That depends.
Totally does.
Right. So again, you have resources here to call us and talk to the consultants, but it should always be based upon your goals. So for me personally, silver to me is about a barterable position. So I have enough for actually myself and my daughters for 10 years in a barterable position. But that's kind of minuscule compared to the level of gold that I have. So it depends. But that's what we're here for. We're here to be a resource for you.
Yeah.
So call and find out. Maybe you are heavy on silver. Maybe you're not heavy on silver.
Canadian L asks, what do you think will trigger rebalancing of gold and silver ratio?
Well, you guys, I don't really ever, I kind of look at it a little bit, but that's not really any kind of trigger for me because historically, this is a currency life cycle issue. This is not a normal trading kind of thing. So I know that, gold is what they reset the fiat money against. I'm definitely more weighted in gold than I am in silver, but I have silver too, as I've just said.
But
what we see is as we go through, exactly,
not for trading purposes, which that's
because that's a trading question.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you for clarifying that. So, and also historically, and I've done work on this, Edgar, maybe you can pull up the link on how gold and silver perform through hyperinflation, because there is a period where you will see that gold-silver ratio gap narrow. However, once you get into the real thick of it, then gold takes off far above silver. And we've seen that too when they do those overnight resets, that gold outperforms. But they both have different functions. So for me, it's always about the function.
Yeah, and if you want to do your own research on, you can Google like historical gold to silver ratios and go look at it over the last 100 years. When it was 16 to 1, that was when we were on a gold standard and the prices were set for gold and silver. Since then, it's gone close a couple of times, but only for a brief second, and then it's gapped way bigger, and so just go do the research, look at the charts, and see what you think for yourself.
Yeah, but just taking that one step further, if you're only going back 100 years, it's not really long enough to go back, because we've been in some iteration of the current system for 100 years, pretty close, right? So no, more than 100 years, because it was 1913.
Well, I was talking about from when the gold and silver were pegged at a price.
Right.
Right, because that's when it was 16 to 1.
Yes.
It was 16 to 1 all the way, I think, till 1933 when they recalled the gold, and then they went to the Bretton Woods system, and then in 1944. So
it shifted,
But I think what you guys really want to see is like, what does it really look like from like 1971 to present? Because that's when we were removed off the gold standard altogether, and then gold and silver, traded on their own, and you can kind of really see what the gold to silver ratios looked like since then.
And even inside of the current system, and even though both gold and silver are used across every sector of the global economy, they still have different functions in each one of them. So, yeah, I don't trade gold and silver. For me, that's my insurance policy. It helps me sleep at night, knowing that I can take care of myself and my family. That's what's really important to me. And also legacy building is also key, because I have grandchildren and ultimately great-grandchildren and
that's really how Lynette, myself, and everyone here at ITM Trading really thinks about gold and silver. We think about it as wealth insurance, and it's an insurance policy for what's coming. We don't think of it as a trade, so we're never neither one of us buy gold and silver and then are trying to maximize when the best time to sell is, as far as like what pricing action has occurred or
Against
what the
the
gold
other
and
one,
silver
yeah.
ratio has happened. It's never about that for us. It's always we're prepping for what's coming. You know, CBDCs, cashless society, negative interest rates, hyperinflation, reset. These
Yeah.
are what we're preparing for, and that's why we buy gold and silver. You'll never hear us talk about, oh, we bought it for this and we sold it for that. It's not our mindset.
No.
Based upon the research and the work that we've done, it's just not our mindset.
Yeah. And I've been, I'm so glad that I'm as old as I am, because it's given me an opportunity to have enough history. I was a late teenager in 1971. I graduated from high school in 1972. So I was old enough to at least be aware of the energy. And then, of course, I was fortunate enough to have my Uncle Al. I've definitely been groomed for this moment in time. There's not one doubt.